go ahead and shut the music off with DeepBot. So, how's the mic sounding? So music is good. Good. Meditation. So did you ever, what did we talk about specifically? Do you remember? Cool. Volume on the mic good? Like I said, it's been like 5 years, so I just put this stuff together. I had to change directories. I had to go through and tweak the settings, do software updates, which is not the end of the world, but there's just a lot of stuff to do. So anyhow, well, if we're good to go, then let's jump over here and press any key to start. So, full disclosure, I started a new game earlier just to make sure the gameplay worked, and I'm glad that I didn't. I'm glad that I did, because my X56 HOTAS setup for hands-on throttle and stick was causing some issues. So if you do get this game and you have a joystick, you may want to pop that out. One of the developers actually had commented that the controls are bound into the game a little bit differently than most others. You don't have any settings for the controls. This is pretty much it. You get volume, mouse sensitivity, quality, which this old R9 390X, we're gonna max it out anyway. So I figured what we'd do is start a new game. As far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light of meaning. And I missed the quote.
I never get tired of this view. Yeah, it's a great place to live. I'm grateful for the visit, Hermes. Thank you for this gift.
Hermes.
Though, if I'm being honest, I am a bit nervous and excited. I just don't know what to expect. Don't mention it. As I said, domesticated this bird after 15 minutes after we took campus. Whatever you do, don't try to fight the experience.
Oh, that's true.
It will lead you right to your true self. And whatever shadows you meet, don't run from them. Embrace them.
Very good advice.
Okay.
Very good advice.
I hope this works. Don't worry.
Thanks, Hermes. It's only a psychedelic trip, right? What could go wrong?
Remember what I said, and you will be just fine.
Thanks. See ya.
Ways to start meditation. Yeah, we can, I've got a moth hanging out in here. So the intensity of these lights in this room, I may have to do some bug patrol after a while. We'll see. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. I agree with that. So if memory serves correctly, we were talking about ways to start meditation. Right on. And you said that your father has had Reiki done on him before. The general area has some interest to me. Well, if you do have questions, let me know. I am a Reiki master teacher, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of took a break from streaming and everything, is to figure out who I am in this crazy process, and at the same time integrate all these aspects that formerly were wounds necessarily. So if you do have questions, Reiki looks at the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies of awareness for consciousness. So, it is what it is, but I'd be happy to talk about it. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to revive this channel. So, all right, well, we're in the game. Let's take a look around. I'm going to turn the control sensitivity down just a minute. Shoe that fits one person pinches another. There's no recipe for living that suits all. So that's kind of annoying. It looks like you have to go back out to the game. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Very good. Alright, so looks like Hermes left us here at the house. Interesting that they used Hermes in this. And I'm going to spend a couple minutes walking around the house. Looks like we got a... Oh, there's our little mescaline cactus. Alright, doesn't quite look like the San Pedro cactuses that I've seen before, but that's okay. Oh, we got a book on the desk. So I'm going to take some time during the game and really look at some of the what the developers have left. So right mouse button zooms in. The Red Book, Liber Novus, a Reader's Edition, C.G. Jung. So we'll kind of look at some of these. I'm not necessarily looking for Easter eggs in the standpoint that we normally would, but symbolism, imagery, all of that stuff is kind of at play. So I definitely want to take a look. Like we've got the number 24 here. Looks to be like two men. A wine glass, a wine bottle. C-A-P-E-K. Capek. With a little heart above it. And there could just be a lot of mundane stuff added in here that has absolutely zero meaning or anything, but part of the process is checking things out. Back up so we can zoom in on this one. Oh boy. So what would you interpret something like this? You've got two robed figures here, one with his arm around the other. The guy in the blue looking robe there looks completely bundled up with, what is that, is that a crown of thorns or something on his head? And there's just all sorts of, looks like suffering going on. Very interesting. Alright. So let's go look around first, because I don't know if you've ever had a psychedelic before, but yeah, running around and looking at other stuff could prove to be a little difficult, depending upon how that mechanic plays in this game. Alright. What was that? Can't begin the journey. Alright, there's a big one. Take old recorder. We'll do that here in a second. Here's another big mural or painting. Can't really see the shadow here in the center of the screen. Oh no, you can. You can make an outline. It's like a goat holding a book. Interesting. All those different faces. Alright, take old recorder. Alright. Don't know where that went, but... Whoa! Control is an illusion. 1116. So, if you're into numerology at all, what do you do when you encounter numbers? You reduce them. Now, reduction is a little bit of... so, essentially what we'd do is we'd add all of those numbers up. So, 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 6 is 9. What does 9 symbolize? Your highest self, creator. So the spiritual source of things. Pretty cool. And then we've got this guy sitting up here on a rock. Is he overlooking like a Serengeti or something? Because there's these little trees on those rocks there. He's got a cane. The reason I'm studying this, and I haven't played the game, but I have looked at some of the screenshots. Apparently, once you get into the labyrinth of the mind, which I'm assuming is coming up when you take the mescaline, more or less you go through a process, and there's a procedural labyrinth, so it's never the same every time you play. So it'll be interesting to see how it kind of progresses. I'm going to adjust something real quick. Alright, there we go. Nihilo. Nihilo by Jan Dyson. So I have to wonder if some of these, I'm pretty sure the book downstairs by Carl Jung is real. And these look like just general textures. Can't really make out any words on the books. Here's another one. Oh, what's this one? Aeon Researches into the Phenomenology of the Self by C.G. Jung. I got a plug-in. Oh, this is cool. Alright, so who was talking to us at the beginning of this? Hermes. That's who you're looking at right now in this picture. Notice the staff that he carries, the caduceus wand. Notice the aura coming out from the upper chakras, wings, and everybody's reaching for him. What that symbolizes is, depending upon what the artist's intentions were, it could be a number of different things. And yet these people over here have their backs turned, almost like they're looking at something different. Kid looked like he's tired. It's gonna be me in about an hour. Alright. Then in the corner, we've got our little Ganesha. Alright. I don't think there's anything else I can take in here. So this looks like the bedroom. Oh. So, we've got an altar of some sorts, coal-fired. Some crows around the altar. She's carrying what looks like a scythe or some sort of tool. She's drawing a circle. So I would assume that she's getting ready to do some sort of ritual and creating that circle for protection and other things. And in the smoke, the way the smoke's coming out, it almost looks like there's faint images in it. Some pretty cool artwork. And then we have what I would assume to be probably Eve and the serpent in the garden. Of course, it may not be. Who knows? No clue on this one, but he's holding what looks like a lyre or something. Alright. You ready to go downstairs and enter the labyrinth, I guess? Loneliness does not come from having no people about one, but from being unable to... the load times are
Yes, indeed.
fast.
The shadow resides within you, brave traveller. Seek your inner archetypes. You must make peace with them. Seek the 3 behelit stones, one black, one silver, and the last crimson. Let them guide you to the arch tree of life. You will find yourself there. Enter the labyrinth. The rest is up to you.
The pendulum of the mind oscillates between sense and nonsense, not between right and wrong. So is crimson, black, and what else? Well, that was the shortest trip I've ever seen. Interesting.